Dr. Charles Walton became First Baptist Conroe's 29th pastor in 1995. Walton was a gifted speaker whose sense of humor drew many people to love the downtown church.
We were ready for a man like Dr. Walton. The thing that stands out about him with me, that his background wasn't that much different than the people that live in this area. They're working people. He worked his way through school like I did, and he liked country music like I do, and he just seemed to fit at that time into this community of this church, and still, people still speak fondly of him.
The sanctuary was remodeled in 1996, allowing for the old building to become a much more modern space. The church flourished during this time. Music minister Tom Tillman created an exciting Conroe tradition called A Christmas Evening, which featured popular Christian musicians alongside the First Baptist Sanctuary Choir and Orchestra.
One of the things I like about it is there have been a lot of people from the community who aren't members of a church, and I see that as an outreach for the Christmas message to be heard by the community.
In 2003, a brand new atrium was built on Main Street, along with a library, bridal suite, a music suite, and a fellowship hall.
I still remember the steps going up to the sanctuary with the rails on them, and you'd slide up and down those, but there was a street between the sanctuary and the gym, and there wasn't really a place for people to meet and talk before and after, and except in the street. And then if it was raining, that wasn't very good, but it was a street. Cars were driving down, so it's almost hard to remember how it was now without the atrium there, where you could walk in and there's people and activity everywhere, and the ability to have a few minutes of catching up with folks in the church. So I feel like it's been that's been a real positive thing.
It's where the atrium is. There used to be the street that would run straight through, and I think the construction of the atrium is one of the best things that we've seen as far as buildings and facilities here. It's nice to see people walk out of the service on Sunday morning and not go straight to the parking lot to the car, but stay out there and hang out and visit, and I like that.
In 2006, a contemporary service was started called Connection, which gained much attention from young families.
Connection was a big change. It was a big idea. It was a big change in how our service went. I don't know if we'd have this great encounter service now if the Connection hadn't kind of led the way to that. And Mike Davis, just a fantastic person. He married Kim and I, and he did a great job with that service, and it really brought a different type of worship that people could really get into. It was something really new, and it was exciting, and I think it worked well and paved the way for an encounter to be here now for us.
Dr. Mark Dennison was called to be senior pastor of First Baptist Conroe in 2010. Dennison has encouraged the congregation to love God, love others, and serve the world. Men's Power Lunch is a ministry that Pastor Dennison has started that reaches out to men in Conroe by providing them with a lunch and a famous guest speaker, such speakers as Andy Pettit and Terry Bradshaw.
It's really good to see all the men come together, and there are some of the speakers that I was really surprised at the power of their witness and their spiritual life and the things they would talk about as they discussed their relationship with Christ. Some people that I had no clue were believers to stand up there and share their witness. It's been an awesome experience. I've really enjoyed going to those. And to get a good meal for $10, that ain't bad either.
In 2011, Hooper Chapel was renovated to prepare the building for a modern service called Encounter, which features cutting-edge worship and a live video feed of the sermon from the sanctuary. A traditional service is held at 8:30 a.m. on Sundays in the sanctuary, and a celebration service happens at 11 a.m. in the sanctuary on Sundays as well. In the summer of 2013, First Baptist renovated and remodeled most of the buildings on its campus. First Conroe continues to strive to reach every generation for Christ. For 122 years, its mission has been to love God, love others, and serve the world. In the words of one of the church's founding members, "May the God of all grace keep you all in peace."